So, hey everybody! Hey everybody! Welcome back! We're here with the amazing Delharrison. Give us some snaps! Woo! She is an amazing comedian and also the host of, what is it again?
Let's Talk Hair on Fox Soul and Uplay TV show on YouTube.
Woo! So she knows all about the YouTube platform. Those of you who are here because of her, welcome. We are delighted. Please subscribe. Right, Del? Please subscribe.
Guys, like and subscribe and share.
Right, we're going to share some of Del's wisdom today, and we're going to kick it off with the first question. How would you describe the taste of a banana to someone who's never eaten one?
I would say the banana is, my dog is actually describing it right now. And you know what? I would taste it based on her description just now. Here, bunny, here. Good. Look what I got for you. Right there.
You cannot introduce her and not show her to everybody. Come on now. She has got to be part of the show.
Okay, we got to show her at the end because I just gave them a little bone that they can have during this interview so that we can get back to our pee.
All right. Okay, next question is, when did you have your first existential crisis as a child?
Existential is such a phenomenal word. I think I'm going to need to break that down, the Latin.
Okay.
As a child, existential crisis as a child. Oh, I know exactly when I had it. When my mother moved. My mother has always been in school since the day I have been born. Since the day I was conceived, actually, she loves school so much. In fact, now she's the dean. But when I was 7 years old, she left me with my grandma, moved, and that was a huge crisis because I could not understand why I could not be with her. And now I'm like, thank God I couldn't be with her. Because, a young woman in school in a town that doesn't know anybody, I'm safer with a town that, my entire family is there, but, a child doesn't know that. So that, I would say that was my first one.
And where did you grow up?
New Orleans. New Orleans. I moved from New Orleans and I moved with my mother when I was 15 and to DC. And then I moved to New York, after that. So, quite a childhood.
Would you say that you made a decision of how you viewed the world after that occurred? Did you feel abandoned? Did you feel like you didn't want to trust people or give your heart to people anymore?
I would say definitely felt abandoned, and I also used to feel this resentment toward authority at one time. Those I've spent, so much unpacking, who I am as a person and why I feel that way. But I know it was a lot of resentment toward authority, felt alone a lot, because I'm also an only child. So, only children, we are loners and all we have is our parents. So, and every house you visit, it seems like it's 7 of them and 1 of you, but I think, abandonment was what I had taken away from that situation at the time, feeling alone.
And did you isolate further, or did you try to make more friends or have more people around you so you wouldn't feel the sting anymore?
I had people around in the public. In the private, is where I felt the feelings of isolation. So, when I was around people, it would be, of course, I always took this persona on. I would be shy until I get to know them,
Mhm.
and then when I get to know them, it's like boom, bang, boom. Here's this way personality. And then, I think I covered those feelings with the friends, but just I remember being in therapy one time and just, always feeling that alone feeling.
And how old did you start therapy?
Oh, um it wasn't until my 30s that I started therapy.
So
And
then you had a chance to look back and
look
uncover
back.
and discover
Yeah,
some of this
yeah,
behavior.
yeah. That behavior that you're holding on to unnecessarily, because you just packed up a little bag and then you just like, oh no, 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 guys, where's my worry? Where's my loan? Give me that bag. Let me leave my suitcase over here, guys. I got bags, guys. I got bags.
And what happened when you actually put the baggage down in your life? Did you find you had more free time? What happened?
I found I find myself actually, since I still have the bags down, I find it that my life has changed. Like I'm talking about did a 180, like zoom to the things that I wanted to do.
Mm.
Zoom to because you're never uh the person that you're looking for when you're feeling alone. You're actually just not exploring who you are in the inside. We choose to feel alone. We choose to worry. We choose all of that. And I was choosing all of that. So, once I stopped choosing to feel alone and just like, you know what, I'm about to be cool with myself. Okay, because the thing is, I'll be like, dang, I wish I had some company. And then the minute somebody tells me they coming in town, I'll be like, this weekend? Oh my God. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I've grown to love, like, just waking up, spending time with myself. I don't have to like entertain. It does feel great to have company, but then I feel like, just I can only do this but so much. Yeah. So
Mm.
it's like the alone is not external. It's me filling up who I am in the inside, learning. And once I started like, and I still do it right now. I still like learn who I am. I journal about myself. Not journal, but I blog about myself and do a gratitude journal. That
Mhm.
keeps me centered.
So do you find that gratitude absolutely shifts your perception of every day when you do it?
Yeah, I find that some days I won't do the gratitude journal, and then I'll be like, why was I having such a hard day? And it's because I did not start in this thankfulness. I wake up every morning, I read 3 chapters of the Bible. Normally it used to be like random, but now I read 3 chapters. Like I've started reading the book from the beginning, and
Mhm.
it is the most delicious story. I love it so much. I love it for its inspiration. But then when I um stop reading it, I will then journal and I'll just be like, thanks so much, Lord. And even now when I don't like get a chance to journal because I'm running late or woke up late or whatever, I will, if I'm en route somewhere, I'll just take a minute to just like thank the Lord so much for waking me up this morning. Thanks so much, Lord, that I have food to eat. That like, we have friends that aren't even here anymore for whatever reason, COVID, death, you know, and I just can't thank the Lord enough for me being here to like, you know what I mean? I don't want people being like, "Ah, she has such potential." Like, no, I want to like live every day and then be like, that old lady's still winning Grammys. You know what I'm saying? Like that. So, I'm grateful that I'm here to have another go at it every day.
Changing the perception. So
Yeah.
when you had that awakening, let's call it that, in your 30s, where you were basically going through, did you find you were making any amends to people, or realize that in relationships that, oh my goodness, my whole time I've perceived this person this way and they're not?
I'm talking about for a long time, I was on apology tour. You know what I'm saying? It's like straight like, hey girl, I'm so sorry I called you this when we was, 2 years old in Miss So and so's class. hey girl, please forgive me for being so jealous and ornery when you first started comedy. Hey girl, hey girl, if I ever did anything, please let me apologize. You know what I mean? Like, because, it helped. And the thing is, now I started therapy in my 30s, but I really started a journey of unpacking who I am, unpacking, it goes in like phases. So I'm still like unpacking, I'm still learning to, not learning, but like now that I am seeking my higher self constantly, it really helps me to have compassion on why some of the things happen, why people did me things, their mindset on doing the things, Now I still have to work on forgiveness too, because I feel like forgiveness, if I can't let that go, then I can't progress to the things that I want to progress to, because that's a block that's holding me back. I'm like, I can't, you know what I mean? I can't be like, oh, except wait till I'm rich, because she's the holdup on the riches. You know what I mean? I have to like forgive so that I can, transcend to the things that I want to do. So every day I have to focus on that. And in fact, I have reminders on my phone.
Mhm.
Like one of the reminders at 7 p.m. every day says forgive. Like, and I'll like, sometimes I'm not even thinking of a person, but I'll see the word forgive and then I'll be like, and it'll like, it's some stress that I've been holding in my body that like I'll let go at that when I see that reminder. And I don't know what it is, but I just know the relief that I feel from that exhale is like, oh, I was holding something right there. And then something may come across my mind where I feel like, oh, I was holding that against this person, or I'll have thought of something earlier. But if I don't have any specific thing, it's still that breath that I'm just like, even I just left the doctor's office and, I was just doing some deep breathing up in there, because I will go to the doctor and get a high blood pressure results from just being worried about high blood pressure results. And then I'll sit.
Let's just talk about the fact that they decide to talk to you. They're
Yes.
not supposed to talk to you for 2 minutes. You're supposed
Really?
to sit for 2 minutes, right? Because you just got up there, you sat down, and they don't do that. They're like, so how are you? Yeah, how have you been? You're like,
Yes.
right? And they're like, oh, your blood pressure. And you're like, okay, now if you would just, I would have a lower number and I wouldn't have to stay at the end, because when they check you a second time, guess what? They just leave you in a room for like 5 minutes.
No, you know what? I actually, I make them check me, but you know what? I didn't even know they weren't supposed to talk to you for 2 minutes, but I will take my 2 minutes and be like, hey, give me a couple of minutes that I can just sit here and breathe and think good thoughts. And then I'll sit there and breathe, because, being at the doctor's office, waiting in the lobby is already like stressful. And then I feel like, I don't know what y'all blood pressure numbers are, because, y'all will be like, you're coming up on blood pressure, sort of high. Why don't we just put you on the medicine anyway? And I'm like, no, it's not high. It's so, you know what I mean? Like, you will be
it's
like,
a test. It's the only person in the world who I think would enjoy that is your mama.
Yeah.
A test.
No, seriously. Yeah. So I'm like, no, you're telling me I could be possibly on the verge, considering maybe. I'm like, no, unless it's like definite, we're not getting on it. But I find that taking that 2 minutes, breathing, I even have to like sing a little bit, because singing does something else to your brain that connects you to your relaxation. And then she'll test me again and she'll be like, wow, that was so normal. You know what I'm saying? So I even had to do that today. So yeah.
There was an MRI that I was having, and I hadn't had one before. And I said, can I sing to myself? Because the vibrations in the chest are soothing.
Yes.
And I said, no, you can't. So I understand that it's a soothing form. And it's fascinating because it's even in journals about people's blood pressure is usually a little higher in a doctor's office.
Yeah.
And if they know that, like, why are they making comments about it? I'm like, am I at the nail shop? Am I at the nail shop?
Yes.
Like, that would be where I would first get comments.
Yes. Yes. Now, if my blood pressure is high at the nail shop, now you need to take me to the hospital. Okay? But if it's high at the doctor's office, y'all stressing me out. You know what I'm saying? So like, and that's what I was telling the lady today about vitamin D. She said, everybody's vitamin D levels tend to be deficient. So I said,
in California for sure, and women, yes, especially.
Okay, but the thing about it too is, see, that's where I don't believe it, because California, the state where, you know, especially Los Angeles, where everyone is outside in the sun, whether they want to be outside in the sun or not. You're going to move your car, you're in the sun. So if everybody's deficient, then I feel like y'all numbers need to adjust, because y'all just handing out vitamin, like people, you ain't never been at somebody's funeral and like, she died of vitamin D deficiency. You know what I'm saying? It's never like that. It's just like, oh, everybody needs to take this one pill. Okay, you mean to tell me 90% of the people need to take this one pill, but like if they don't take it, nothing is happening? Guys, something is up with, like, whenever there's a common medicine being pushed to everybody, I stopped trusting it. You know what I'm saying? Because in fact, I was like, oh no, I'll just hang out in the sun more, guys, because I'm from New Orleans. And if they're telling people in New Orleans that they're vitamin D deficient, then I know it's a lie, because that is where the sun will kill you. And you know how people have cold days in New York? We have hot days in New Orleans where you cannot go outside because the sun is dangerous. So those people are not lacking any sun. You know what I mean? So it must be, I don't know what y'all handing out in vitamin D, but guys, stop it.
Now, obviously you had changed and went up to people and were on your apology tour. Had you found you've experienced someone in your life that had changed as well, and as a result, you changed to them?
Oh my God, that's the story of my life. Like, you know, that's really where a lot of the, like, so in these last couple of years, you know, that is the piece that I have worked on, you know, bending to bending who I am for other people's presence. You know what I mean? When I am a very powerful being. So, you know, sometimes, you know, we get into this negative conversation, you know, and oh, it's a conversation full of complaining. But then, you know, I hang up and I'm feeling like, you know, life is actually pretty great. But then I find myself, that's how we relate and laugh. So let's get the negative relate and laugh going, because here's what this relationship has been built on this. But then, you know, again, I got closer with the Lord. I recommitted my life to Christ. And I heard the Holy Spirit saying, you got to let this relationship go. You have to let these things go. This is not me saying that the people are bad. This is the Holy Spirit saying, these are the old reflections of yourself. I need you to partner with the newer reflections of yourself. So like, for instance, like I had one friend, you know, that was the complaining all the time, like, you know, never doing anything about it, just complain. Then one homegirl, I had, you know, oh, she just need to have a man. I mean, just any piece of man, please, Lord, is that an arm? Is that an arm over there? Let me get that man's arm. I just need a man. I just need a half an arm. You know what I mean? And then this other one, as soon as she got with a man, it would be like, let me just defy everyone, and it's me and him against the world, even though he ain't no good as well. And he's about to treat me the same way I'm about to treat all of them. So it's once I let that go, let those three distinct relationships that I had go, then I could now move into who my higher self was, which is not getting into any conversations that were negative about especially not anybody, but like anything. Like if ever I'm complaining, like I'll be on the phone with like my auntie Gwen and I'll say something that complain and she'll go silent. Like, and it's like like it's like my words of, and then I'll have to be like, you know what, forgive me for complaining. Cause I heard myself and I'm like, that sounds crazy when life is so good. You know what I
Mm.
mean? And then you do spend time like it's just you for a while, but I do see the replacement of those relationships in other people who are aspiring to the same level, who have the things that I want. So I see when you have, and it is not that I don't love them, but it's just like the Lord has to deal with both of us directly. You know what I'm saying? I can't help them, they can't help me. So he has to deal with me directly. And as soon as he deals with me, then he can deal with them. And then, I have to get on to the purpose that he's calling me to.
Did you find that other people came into your life, or did they change as a result?
I found that other people came into my life because I just 86 as a result. Some of it came from like, one person, like where I felt like it was like betrayal, but then I find that even with the betrayal that I think that she has done, I was the exact same way she was at a certain stage in my life. So it's like, I can't even be mad through your growth period, but I don't want to also be in constant contact with my old self. You know what I'm saying? So I never returned to those friendships. In fact, I had a conversation with everybody to tell them why that we will not be in constant company again. And then now I find like when people ring my phone, I mean, minus a couple of people ring my phone and I have to like not answer. But I feel like, and that's only for my like protection because if I think that like, some people have a drinking problem. So if I think that you're gonna be drunk when you call me, I'm not gonna answer. Like it's like sometimes you might be sober, but just like I don't wanna, I feel like I don't deserve, like, why do you deserve my sober time in exchange for your drunk conversation? Like, I can't trust it. So I want to like keep that off my phone. You know what I mean? Like, I want to be like, well, just call me when you're sober. But you think a drunk person is going to be able to distinguish, like, oh, am I drunk? Let me wait till I sober up.
They're not even going to remember what happens. You could,
Yes.
but that would be the perfect time if you asked your power source, I need to vent, and then they called. Then you pick it up. Be like, what if you did that? They called, you picked it up, and you just spewed. They'd be like, what? Click.
Yes, exactly. So, and that's what I mean. Like I have, those calls that come in and I'll be like, okay, I gotta like, not answer them, right away. But, I still try to like, if they send an Instagram message, I still try to be courteous and kind because I want to always show compassion, but not be in constant company. You know what I mean? But I do see the replacement. I see the people that are on those higher levels, and it's like genuine. It's not like I'm hanging with them because they about to blow up. No, it's like, you literally meet some authentic people, and I find that, oh wow, we're doing the same thing, and then we become, we formed a friendship from there.
How would you like to leave your legacy, leave the world a better place than it was before you got here?
Let me get my vision for it.
The one behind you?
No. The one behind me is what I'm definitely doing in my career, But no, but I'm talking about, so here's what I'm gonna leave the world. I'm gonna leave the world free therapy in impoverished areas. It's just one thing that I like, just, I want to do that so much. Like, we just need to go into a building and just like talk and then just leave out of there with, a layer peeled back, and it needs to be free, and it needs to be like, hey, you here for free therapy? Sign up. And that's it. It's not like, oh, let me get your insurance. Oh, I'm sorry. They said you're not covered. Oh, this, you know what I mean? Like, I don't even like, so I'm going to do that. Okay. I am going to put free yoga and Christian meditation in before and after school care in lower income neighborhoods. That is just so like, it just needs to be for schools. You know what I mean? Like schools, I want to see it in schools. I want to see it in before and after school care, because that is a skill that is going to now, like, that's going to make the world a better place. Like those people learning to like go with it immediately when you're 5 years old, you know. I also am going to leave my, you know, take the, like, I already am carrying the torch for my ancestors, but what I am going to do is restore their land, you know. And we've been left some land as a family, you know, from my great grandparents. But what I want to do is I want to restore those acres, in the acres that we have left, but then also the combination of making sure that my family owns their property. Because I feel like, okay, if everybody owns, then those are the acres. My grandfather owned like all the, like 80, I think it's 78 acres of land, you know? And, you know, I think we still have maybe 40 on one and then 13 on another or something like that. But I want to make certain that the full 85 is there through all of my family members owning that. That's where I feel like those acres are restored, you know? And then I want to, in that restoration, make sure that my family is taking a financial, like a wealth building class, a financial literacy class, so that we can maintain the wealth, you know?
And that is in Louisiana?
That's all over. That's because, you know, I'm from a very large family. So we all originated in Louisiana, but then, or in Mississippi and Alabama, and then people branched out to like all, so like basically in every major town, I got some family in, you know, in most major towns. So, you know, and I even want to cover them, not just like my immediate family. I'm talking about, I want to like set the entire, like everybody that has something to do with my line, I want to set it up where they're good, you know? Yeah.
That's a lot to accomplish.
Yeah. And I feel like it's accomplishable. I don't feel like it's like this far off in the distance. I feel like we you know, in the Bible, it says you have not because you ask not. So I don't want to be somewhere feeling like, you know what, I don't know how I'm gonna get that done. It's not up to us to like figure out how. It's up to us to set our intentions on it getting done. And then it comes to like find us like, oh, look at this opportunity. You know, you never know. Like with all the skills that the Lord puts in me, one of them is gonna blow up and create all of this, something that makes it so that everything gets accomplished, you know?
Beautiful. Yeah. Well, yeah, definitely. Aware meditation is, after COVID, setting up those large groups for underrepresented people in wellness to get self-sufficient practices, the idea of getting the nervous system from fight or flight to relaxation on a regular basis. And that accessibility is not really taught. And we have a generation that then they continue it and then transmit that to their next generation. We will find everyone is going inward and answering with their truth, right? Yeah. And we all answer with our own truth. The uniqueness of all of us comes out, but we are all connected with our inner truth and people following their purpose. Yeah. Del, it has been delight. Everybody subscribe so that when we get the second blast of the fun part, you will be able to be notified. All right. Hey, welcome back with delharrison. Hey. She has some lofty goals. If you didn't check out the earlier video, just go back and check it out after this one, because you got to like first and subscribe and write how amazing she is in the comments. And if you don't know how to do that, make sure you're logged in so you can subscribe. All right, here we have fun questions for Dal. Number 1, do you ever see repeating numbers?
Yes, I do. Oh my God. 5115 follows me around. 1357. Those numbers follow me around everywhere. In addresses, in pins, and I'm talking about like pins that'll come like, I always will see that 3, that 5, that 1, that 5, it follows me around.
And how long?
From birth. I'm talking about those numbers, like I think I moved in DC. My address was 225 twice, then I think after that it was like 15 something, like it's that 5, it's always some kind of 5, 3, 1, 7, like those numbers follow me around so forever. I can remember, and I only know that because like math is like used to be my like thing.
Did you ever, or do you ever see numbers that are repeating next to each other in a row, like 333?
If I ever see numbers that are repeating next to each other, like a friend of mine always hits me up at 1111, so I'm forced to see 1111. Sometimes I'll see 1212, but not like I will see that like 515, like that 15, that 15 just follows me everywhere.
Now, is there a food that you really wished that you liked, but your body says,
guys, I wish I liked tomatoes and I wish I liked liver. But
tomatoes, me too, but I say tomato. I wished, oh my goodness, I was a child. They went into the crisper. They were all having them. I was like, that looks amazing. Took one out, I went,
tomatoes. And the thing is like I used to force myself on them, I used to like molest my eating habit. But the thing is, I just decided no. But the thing, I do love like ketchup, but I cannot stand tomatoes. Like yes. I can't stand the eating, you know what I mean? The full tomato and like liver. I'll just never like. We're just not gonna be friends, liver. I'm sorry. Just me and my own liver. That's it. That's the only friend. That's the only liver.
Well, I'm glad to have met someone else who doesn't do tomatoes either. Yeah. So where have you not visited in the world that you'd like to go to?
How much time we got? Because I want to see the Northern Lights. Lord, can you hear me? I just want to see. In fact, I want to see all the skies phenomenons. My friend visited Venezuela. She said that the moonrise, you could see the moonrise distinctly, and it like has a sound coming up from the ocean. Like I want a show, a TV show where I go to visit all of those things. The moonrise in Venezuela, the equator, and going to see the towns that are sit on the equator, the Ecuadors and the the Ghanas of the world, like but those Northern Lights. So Norway, Iceland, even Fairbanks, Alaska, like the Yukon, but it's really like I want to see them in Iceland or Norway, and then of course I want to go to Israel. So many places.
Yes. Do you have a favorite phrase that you simply love? Doesn't have to be in English.
A favorite phrase that I love. I think mine would be baby. Baby. Because that's how we say it in New Orleans. Baby, please. Baby, please. Well,
Well, I love how you say it. That's one of my favorite phrases to hear. All right, last but not least, what is the craziest nickname you were ever given?
The craziest nickname I was ever given was
Keep it clean, keep it clean.
was MC Squeaky D. I used to rap when I was little, and I had joined this talent show, and my rap name was MC Lisi D. Okay, because my real name is Delisi and my nickname is Lisi. So anyway, but I was on stage and I was rapping and my voice was real squeaky. And so when I got off, all the boys in the school was like, MC Squeaky D.
Do you think that we could ask MC Squeaky D for a little rendition?
Of rap? I don't know.
Squeaky D.
I don't know, guys.
Oh.
I don't know, because Squeaky D is now converted to a singer, so that's what she does,
Well, if we get enough comments and we have you back, maybe we want to get a little bit of Squeaky D.
Guys, let me know if I need to prepare something from Squeaky D back in the day.
Well, Del, it has been an absolute delight having you and your philosophies of life, your change of perception, keeping in gratitude. I do hope to have you back. Everybody subscribe and like and put it in the comments, and we will see you soon.
Bye, guys. See you later.
Okay.